So Fort Valley State University, correct?
Yep.
How was it? That's the HBCU, right?
HBCU.
How was the lifestyle, man? How was it being on that cultural campus for you?
It was fun, man. It was nice to grow around some kind of culture, like especially with growing up, going to college at an HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing things from a different point of view, and I know I feel like that created my foundation of who I was as a person. Definitely add a little more seasoning to me as a person, my character,
Mm-hmm.
and created a little more edginess. And it also created more edginess as far as my work ethic too.
How so? Like,
We didn't have the best things. Like we didn't have all the same stuff like a D1 school that had like UGA or whatever. So it's almost like we had to work with what we had. Like our weight room wasn't the best, but we still got it in. Even though we had like a grass field with a couple of rocks and stuff on it, like, and it was kind of uphill. I just felt like everything that I did, hard working over there, when I got on the field where it was an even playing field,
right.
it was so much easier because I had to work out without the stuff, without having the best equipment or whatever.
Heard that. So that work ethic got you first team all SCI wait S excuse me
IAC?
SIAC. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you
First team.
good.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
man, how was that season for you?
That was good, man. It was kind of scary though because I didn't know if I did everything correctly to get on a team. So I was kind of like worried, like, dang, I might not get a chance because my numbers might not look the best.
Mm-hmm.
But it worked out. I had a coach come out and work with me. Had a coach come out and ask questions from other coaches about me. So I obviously did something right, you know.
Heard that stuck out for you, man. And then you traveled on to the undrafted to the NFL. Behind you came in, Shane Letcher was still on the Raiders. Talk
Yeah,
about those shoes to fill, because I know, man, I know about Shane Letcher. So
yeah,
how was filling those shoes and carrying on
man.
the team from the HBCU and on?
Shane Lickler he was really good at what he did. Shout out to Reggie McKenzie. He he got me in there, and man, he was always a good guy for me, man. Always taught me some of the stuff I need to know to just grow as a person.
Heard
Because
that.
he was one of the coolest GMs I ever met. But going there, I went in there and I was like, dang, like I might not have a chance because he's considered so-called the best punter in the NFL.
Right.
And I go in there and I start hitting. Well, I watch him hit punts first, and he was warming up, and his punts didn't go real high and real far. And I'm like, they call this the best? This is supposed to be the best punt in the league?
Uh-huh.
That's easy. So group started, and the first punt he hit, he blasted that thing. I'm talking about probably like 60-yard punt probably.
Mm-hmm.
And it was high and it was far, and I was like, these ain't the same punts he was hitting in warm-up.
Right.
And I go out there and I'm like, all right, well, let's see if I can match it. Go out there and I actually matched the punt that he hit. And then he did it again. And I'm like, dang. All right, well, let me try to do this again. I mishit the second one. He does it a third time. I'm like, bro, is you serious? Like, and then I actually matched the third punt. So I only mishit one of my punts out of the group section. I'm like, I don't know. A couple of practices we had, I would hit some bombs that I know he couldn't match with. And it's this player, I forgot his name, but he'll be yelling, "Black punter, go to a team where you can get yourself a job."
Oh man.
And then it was funny. And shoot, man, they told me before we played the Cowboys that in the preseason game that Shane Leckler got hurt and I was gonna have to start. And I'm like, oh, y'all joking. Like, he gonna be back playing. So I'm out there all warm-ups, just practicing. I'm looking around, I'm like, he's gonna come out here at the last minute probably. Then the game starts and I'm like, oh shoot, this is real. And I looked around the field and I was like, oh, this is on ESPN. This is dang.
Right.
So they got very interesting, man. and then it was calling it was like third down, punt alert, punt alert. I'm like, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, all right, Shane's gonna pop up somewhere. All right, Marquette, this is your first one. I'm like, shit, this is my first punt. So yeah, welcome to the NFL, man.
For sure, man, and being on that side of history, because I heard you spoke on what the guy said about being a black punter. So being on that side of history, to my knowledge, it was only 5 black punters in history.
Yeah.
So being on that side of history, so young, gifted, man, just straight gifted. How was that for you?
It was nice, man. It was nice. I didn't see it the same way I see it now. Then I was just kind of like caught up in it and just living life and just trying to be the best to do it. But now that I've had time to sit back and look at how things are going, like especially at that position, um, we definitely need more black punters. Like the quarterbacks went through that in the early 2000s. I don't know if you can recall it, but shoot, it was only like at one point it was only what Doug Williams and Warren Moon, like those were the only black quarterbacks out there for a while, and eventually that position started becoming more popular with black quarterbacks. Now you got Lamar Jackson, you got Michael Vick, you got McNabb, but the punter position is still going through what the black quarterback position, well, what the quarterback position is going through, and yeah, it's something that needs to change. We need to get more black punters in that.
Do you feel like that situation of like needing to get more black punters, is that an issue that's quickly dismissed, or is that something that could be considered?
I think I think it's easily dismissed because it's not a position. It's kind of like a position that's kind of like tucked off.
Right.
So it's not a very popular position.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of people are unaware of it.
For
But
sure.
yeah, it just needs to be a way to get it out there where people can just see, like, because there's some really good black punters out there and kickers, and they just need a fair shot.
One thing I can say, I do believe your time in the NFL, I believe you brought that swagger. Like, hey, we do need some black punters out here, like for sure. So how was it, man? Because I always seen you on my social media timeline, just doing you, man. On what I received from that, it was like a carefree emotion. You know, you wasn't really too concerned with the stereotypes. You just came out there and did you. So how was it carrying that influence from your time?
It was cool, man. I enjoyed it a lot. It'll be a couple of bumps in the road, whereas I've had other people at my position in the league telling me I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that, or I should act a certain way. And I'm like, well, we're playing a kid's game, and we're playing a game. So it's like I deserve to do this. Like I put in the work the whole week, and um, and to get the results that you've been working for the whole week, especially when the coaches make you stay in the facility from sun up to sundown, like you want to celebrate that. And at the same time, my way of because I had bad anxiety when I was playing, and a way for me to get over that was to just have fun and be myself. And the more I could be myself and have fun and just not even think about the game, it was so easy. So, but no, it was super fun, man. The only part that I didn't like was how people approached me and told me I should change up the way I should act and stuff. So,
Why why you think they was coming to you like that? Because you was a black punter.
I think it's a lot of things that weigh in, but the fact that I don't know, we're all different, and I think I feel like a lot of people, um, how to say this the right way. Everybody's different. A lot of people don't understand. I don't know. I just mentally, from my point of view, I just do what I do, man. As long as I'm being myself and I'm comfortable with who I am and I'm being who I truly am, it just works. Everything just works out for me. But I know a lot of people are. I don't know. I don't know what to say about other people, man.
Man, you can't say much, you know. You only
Yeah,
can account for what's you.
yeah, exactly.
Then you spoke a lot about hard work and ethic, and that got you all pro nod. Talk about that season for you.
Hold on, say it again.
I said you talked about hard work and ethic, and that led you to an all pro nod. Talk about that season for you, all pro season.
Yeah, I just do what I've normally done for the whole time I've been playing, and just in the off season put in a lot of work, do a lot of extra stuff that I know a lot of other punters aren't doing. And man, it's almost like you work so hard to where uh, when you get in the game, it's just automatic. Even if you mess up, you still do good. So
Right.
I made sure I worked that hard, and I also worked really hard to make sure um, I was able to continue doing all the fun stuff I wanted to do, because you know how if you start messing up in games and stuff, they'll try to use that against you. Like, oh, he's not focused on so and so, but it's like I work so hard, I can't mess up.
I feel you on that. So after your time with the Raiders, you headed to the Denver Broncos, correct?
Yep.
So what was the biggest change from the Raiders to the Broncos?
Um, I think understanding that loyalty wasn't a thing in the NFL. Once I realized that loyalty wasn't a thing in the NFL, it kind of crushed me, because I felt like I gave my all to that organization with the
Mm-hmm.
Raiders, um, and then that's when I also realized, like, everybody's not gonna like you, like it. Um, everybody's not gonna like you. That's another thing I learned. Even if you've never done anything, but then, and also changing my whole kicking style when I went to Denver. It's like I worked so hard um, because I had the altitude, and I could kick the ball way further because it travels further in altitude.
Mm-hmm.
And then go to practice, and you're forced to change the way you kick to fit however whatever strategy they want. And I don't know, that's when life just kind of switched up for a little bit, but for the better. It was dark for a little bit.
There's that. And what motivation did you use to overcome that period with the switch up and everything and through the dark time?
Um, Man, what was the motivation? I don't know. That's a question I don't actually have to think about. I just know that it was something I had to go through,
For
because
sure.
the way that I think, the way that I see things now is way different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I just had to go through it. Just
Heard
change my mindset.
heard that. With that being said, so you travel after the time with the Denver Broncos, you travel over to the XFL.
Hmm.
How was it? Because I seen the message. Talk about the message that you put on your Twitter timeline. Because man,
Hmm.
I felt that, and it sounded like a message of growth, man, and something that people needed to hear.
Yeah.
Talk
No,
about.
like I said, when I was with the Broncos, I lost my love of football after I got let go from the Raiders. So it's almost like when I was in Denver, I didn't want to play no more. Like, I was just over football. I was just going through the motion, and I was just unthankful when it got taken away. And going to the XFL, I didn't want to go to the XFL at first, because it's like, well, man, I should still get another shot. Like, I'm ready, and I should still get another shot. Like, it's punters in the NFL that are getting shots, and statistically and performance-wise, they're nowhere near as good, but they continue to get these shots. And it's almost like, man, this is so unfair. Like, my journey that I got to go through, uh, let's say this other punt over here is not doing good. Well, he gets a bunch of different calls, and they still want him taken to different teams.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I'm just getting completely ignored. So it's like, I don't feel like I belong in this XFL, but I go do it. And going through it was probably one of the best things, because it helped me find love for the sport again, like my joy, my passion for it. And the fans in St. Louis were so cool. Like, they just made it fun again. They made it a lot more fun again. And the XFL was super cool because they embraced it. They embraced individuality and just people having fun.
That's cool, man. It sounds like a good lift up from where you were. You know what I'm saying? Something that was necessary. And speaking of like you said, statistically that you were supposed to be in the NFL, which is the stats does back it up. I see you fourth all time in career punt average.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it being on like that high status and just knowing that you should be in the league and you still got to keep going through that.
It's not gonna lie, it's a very aggravating situation to be in. You see, it's a lot of people that's getting opportunities, but you, for some weird reason, you're not getting the opportunity. And some days it's like, man, why do I keep trying to do this? It's like it almost feels like um, everyone's against you when it comes to it, and it's like it's hard to stay motivated like that. But it's like a little voice in my head that keeps telling me to just keep kicking, keep going, because I know I can get another shot. Like at the same time, like I don't know, it's super aggravating, but I'm still working.
And you still waiting on that shot from the league for you? Like how does
Still waiting on it.
man, what would you do different this time around if you could land one?
Hmm. What would I do different? I don't know. What would I do different? I probably would. I go in now. I would still be similar to the person I was before, where I just showed passion, tried to make an impact with fans and stuff. Because one of my main goals was to connect with fans and show them that I'm human just like they are.
Right.
So I like to just talk with them, see how everything's going with them. But then I got this passion with music where um, if I want to be extra, I can just be extra in my music now instead of like on the field. So go to the facility, handle business, and then when I get back in my own world where I'm in my real reality, then I can just express myself in music.
For sure. And I feel like you one of those athletes that benefited in the era where athletes can actually show who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that your personality and what you brought to the game. And now that you just told me you do music, I had seen that. I was gonna actually ask that next. So how was that?
Yeah,
How was that like just showcasing that for your fans and everything?
it's cool, man. I enjoy doing it, and it's definitely helped me out a lot because I can express how I really feel. Um, at one point, I was trying to find people to help push it, but now it's hit some huge playlists, and it's to the point to where um, I have a legit fan base. But most of my fan base international is different to show, hey, I do music in the U.S. because they only know me as the punter or the athlete, you know. So, um, but it's fun. Like the fan support that I get with the music is super cool too.
Have you ever dropped a body of work, or you just been straight singles for now?
I mean, I dropped EPs. I got like a little album I made when I was in St. Louis called The Connection.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, shoot, just making songs about what I be going through.
If you had to play me one track for introduction to your music, I'm gonna check it out too. So if you had to play me one
All right,
track, what would it be?
man, what's the one track? It seated. Well, it's something to it though because the music that I make different styles of music. So like it depends on the style of music you like or whatnot. I got EDM, I got hip hop, I got dance,
Hey,
pop.
music could matter a setting to me. So I'll check whatever one you prefer. I'll check it out. It's all that
I
matters.
think I actually really I like the song I got called Past You. It sounds fire.
Heard that.
Yeah.
So outside of sports and music, what's something that Mr. Marquette King likes to do?
I'm a huge wine connoisseur. I like red wine. Um, and I like nature. So like I like going to Sedona or I just like being in an environment where you can have a view. Um, that's my style. Or I might hit up a day party. Like I just like to have fun. I like to live it up.
Kick it. I feel you. And if
Yeah.
you had If you had one message to tell a future black punter with NFL dreams, what would you tell them?
Um, what would I tell them? Keep kicking, keep having fun with it, and have fun with it to the point to where, man, just have fun with it. That's all I can say.